Imagine this. What if the person you least expected to matter in your life turned out to be the one who changed it forever? Stay with me till the end of this story, because I promise, it's going to touch your heart in ways you didn't see coming. And if it does, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button, so you never miss stories that can change the way you see love, life, and destiny. She was beautiful, successful, and strong, everything people assumed a millionaire CEO should be. At just 35 years old, Alina Khan had built a company from scratch after her husband walked out on her and their little girl, leaving her with nothing but debt and heartbreak. She worked day and night, clawed her way out of poverty, and rose to become one of the top businesswomen in her city. To the world, she was the perfect example of resilience and determination. But behind her designer suits and confident smile, she carried a loneliness no amount of money could erase. Her friends often told her, "You need to date again, Alina. You deserve happiness." She would always laugh it off. Until one evening, her best friend secretly set her up on a blind date. Tired of saying no, Alina reluctantly agreed. She didn't know whether to expect another arrogant businessman, a gold digger, or just another disappointment. But when she arrived at the little café, she froze. Sitting nervously by the window was not a man in a suit, not someone who radiated power or wealth. Instead, he was dressed simply, his shirt clean but worn, his shoes polished but old. He looked up, and his eyes, humble, kind, and warm, met hers. "Are you Alina?" he asked softly, almost shyly. She sat down, forcing a polite smile. "Yes. And you are?" "Rafiq," he said, extending his hand awkwardly. I work as a janitor at a private school." Her heart sank. A janitor? Was this some kind of joke? Her best friend knew she was a millionaire. Why would she pair her with a man who barely made enough to survive? She almost stood up to leave, but something in his eyes made her pause. He looked at her as though she wasn't the CEO, the woman on magazine covers, but just a woman, a person worth knowing. Their conversation began awkwardly, but slowly, Alina found herself laughing at his simple humor. He told her about the children at the school who often drew him pictures because he was the only adult who truly listened to them. He shared how he worked double shifts so he could send money to his sick mother in his village. And when he talked about dignity and hard work, there was no bitterness, only quiet pride. For the first time in years, Alina felt seen not for her money, not for her success, but for the person she was. Still, their worlds couldn't be more different. Over the next few weeks, they kept meeting, drawn to each other against logic. Rafiq would walk her through street markets, showing her the joy of life's simplest pleasures. Alina, in turn, shared parts of her life he had never imagined: grand offices, charity galas, corporate pressures. But the gap between them was undeniable. Her friends judged her, whispering, "How could you date a janitor? You're a CEO." Even her little daughter, Amira, was confused. "Mommy, why can't you be with someone rich like you?" One night, after another heated argument with her board of directors who disapproved of her distraction, Alina broke down. "Rafiq, maybe they're right. Maybe this, us, doesn't make sense." Rafiq took her hands gently, his calloused fingers rough against her smooth skin. "Alina, I don't have money. I don't have status. But I have something no one else can give you, love that's real, loyalty that doesn't depend on what you own. If you can't accept that, I'll walk away, but know this. I would spend a lifetime proving you don't need riches to be truly rich." Her heart ached. That night, she cried, torn between the life she built and the love she never thought she'd find. Days turned into weeks, and she avoided him, drowning in work. But the emptiness only grew. Then one day, her daughter came home with a drawing, a picture of their family. It wasn't just Alina and Amira. The little girl had drawn Rafiq, smiling, holding their hands. "Because he makes you happy, Mommy," Amira said simply. And when you're happy, I'm happy. That was the moment Alina knew. Happiness wasn't in board meetings, in million-dollar contracts, or in the approval of people who judged her. It was in laughter shared over a simple cup of tea, in the kindness of a man who swept floors but carried a heart richer than gold, and in the love of a daughter who just wanted her mother to smile again. Against the world's expectations, Alina chose Rafiq. Their journey wasn't easy, there were sneers, insults, and even betrayals from people she trusted. But together, they proved love could bridge even the widest of gaps. Slowly, her friends saw the truth, her daughter grew to adore him as a father, and even her critics couldn't deny the glow in her eyes. And years later, when Alina stood on stage receiving yet another award for her company, she didn't thank the investors or the boardroom executives first. She looked straight at Rafiq, sitting in the audience with their little family, and said, "The greatest decision I ever made wasn't building this company. It was choosing the one man who taught me that love is the only true wealth." So if this story touched your heart, remember this: sometimes, the person society looks down on is the very person who can lift you higher than anyone else. True love doesn't see status, it sees soul. If you believe that too, hit the like button and subscribe.